Life is in limbo for some San Diegans as they try to navigate choppy political and economic conditions. With the cost of living eating away at their pocketbooks and news growing more turbulent, they're delaying big purchases and milestone dreams. KPBS's Amita Sharma is here to discuss what exactly people are putting on hold. Welcome, Amita.
Oh, it's good to be with you, Maya.
So you've talked to some local people. So what actually are they putting on hold?
Well, what stands out for me is how much of what they're postponing or struggling with is what previous generations simply took for granted. And it tracks with what economist Raj Chetty's research shows. His data says that a pillar of the American dream, being more prosperous than your parents, is withering away. More than 90% of the people born in 1940 made more money than their parents did. People born in the mid-1980s have just a 50-50 chance of doing so. Even if they do, their money buys less. I spoke to a San Diegan by the name of Jeremy Tolley. He's 37 years old. He and his wife are both engineers. They have graduate degrees. They have one young daughter, but they're putting off having a second child because the cost of living, the cost of daycare is simply too high.
It seems we're getting squeezed harder and harder from how I thought I experienced my childhood. With my parents, who gave us a pretty good childhood growing up. I'm just worried I can't really will be able to provide something comparable.
Part of Tolley's worry also stems from America's chaotic politics and polarization.
Honestly, I think we're in the fall of our empire right now. I don't see a way out of this until after we separate. So it's fairly doom and gloom.
On a brighter note, Tolley and his wife just learned their offer on a home was accepted. But home ownership remains elusive for many San Diegans. At nearly 52%, San Diego has among the lowest home ownership rates of the 50 largest metros in the country. Buying a home has been a lifetime dream of San Diegan Melissa Hernandez, a place to live for her and generational wealth for her kids and grandchildren. The 43-year-old paralegal iced that dream after talking to her realtor recently.
And they were like, no, don't do it. The market is going to crash. And I'm like, oof, okay, well, there that goes.
Other dreams are also on pause. Her long days of advocacy work for immigrants has ramped up under the Trump administration. She says the extra hours cost her a 9-year romantic relationship.
Arguments were behind how much I work. The lack of intimacy, the lack of affection, the lack of attention. And we all know what that can do to a partner.
As much as she believes in love, she's deferring romance for now. Others are putting off starting a family because of today's political environment. Juliana Collins is a 33-year-old freelance graphic designer. She and her wife have shelved a plan to have a child because she worries her wife could be fired due to her transgender status, and they could lose their health insurance or worse.
What if because of our sexual orientation, it's deemed by the state that we're not fit to have a child and our child is taken away?
And they wonder whether it's even wise to have a child in today's world. It is hard to make a plan.
You're like, well, next week when I was planning on doing this, am I instead going to be packing up my life to potentially flee the country for my wife's safety or my own safety?
And you know, Maya, I don't want to leave without telling you that some San Diegans told KPBS that the political and economic situation in this country right now is causing them to delay their retirement. One man said he thinks that he's just going to have to work until the day he dies. Another woman said that she is riddled with anxiety, that Social Security will simply not be viable enough to be available for all the years that she and her husband need it. And others told me that they are just putting off big purchases and only buying the essentials.
Yes, truly a lot of anxiety out there. Thanks so much for your reporting, Amita.
Thank you, Maya.
And this story is part of our Public Matters initiative. You can learn more about it on our website at kpbs.org/publicmatters.